My name is Davidson Matisse. This is homework 8, part 3. The task asked out of me for 14.9 is to modify a traffic light controller of a state table of finite state machine so that the finite state machine stays in state green on the east and west as long the car on east and west is true, or you can say on. I showed the state table and state diagram for your new finite state machine. So the task I took towards completing is that which just pretty much understand um where um where it's saying is true. And when I did finally understood what it meant by, I knew that true means that it's on. So therefore, I created, or I just made a small implementation of my state three where it would generate a one true and if it's zero, it will go to state four. Over my state, the overall state diagram is so where it's red on north and south. If I get a zero, it should stay at the same state. If I get a one, therefore it should go to state one where my light on the north and south is red and my light on the east and west is yellow. For the rest of the remaining of the for state two, state four, state five, it does not matter if it's a one or to that next state. So for instance, at state two, um, it's red and red. If it's a one, it will go to state three. But when we get to state three, um, if it's a one, it should just stay. It's gonna be green on the north and south and red on the east and west. And then if it's a zero, it will stay. If at state four you get a one or a zero, it doesn't matter. It's still gonna go. It's still gonna be both of them still gonna be red. And then at state five, both of them red. At state five where both lights are red. If you get a one or a zero, where state one where it's red and then the other one is green. Moreover, my code I have comments to kind of help one visually see our clock reset and car east west, which is a sensor that detects for east and west traffic light when there is a car present. For north and south is green, yellow, red, and for east and west is the same way. So I output, so I just put it as one separate whole output. My states where I had state 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the amount of states I would need to in order. This is my process block, which pretty much focus and put a great emphasis on my process block. So not process block, but on my reset. So if my reset is on, it should just go back to state 0. Here is where, as you saw in the state diagram, so when I'm at state 0, if the car on the east and west is um if it detects a car, it goes to state 1 where it would turn yellow on the north and south. State 1 where it would turn yellow on the north and south and red on east and west. Or else, if it doesn't do that, it will just remain green on north and south and red on east. The outputs are below, where here. When I'm at state 1, which is yellow on the north and south, if the car on the east and west detects a car, it will go to state 2 or both light. If it's the car on the east west, if it's same as doing it for east and west as I stated to you guys, my state diagram. When I'm at state 2, if the car on the east, if the car on the east, if a car on the east or west, if it detects a car, then it will go state 3 where it would turn red east and vice versa. And if it doesn't detect it, it'll still go to that next state. I'm at state 3. If the sensor detects the car, it should remain green on east and west, or else it will go to state 4 where it turns yellow on the. And then when I'm at state 4, if the car on the east and west detects a car, it will go to state 5. Both of the lights are where both of the lights are red, and then it will show my output as you may see red over here. When I'm at state 5, state 0, it will turn. It will go back to state 0, and um, where my output is where it is green on the northern side and red on the east and west. Let's go back to stage to my waveform. Um, is I after compiling my code, I press simulate, then pretty much but then I went to layout and use coverage to have it the way I wanted to. Moreover, to force the I right I double click. Well, for me, I'm using a MacBook, so I had to use both fingers, click on it, or or if you're using something else, a different key trackpad, or using a mouse, you could right click it and go into then put a A over here, and where there's a one or a zero, it's okay. Same thing for the rest, as you may see, and when to so and for rising edge, you just set to 50, and then after click this little button to run it, or you could use you could use this one right here. It will continue run continuously, and then run all. It will pretty much just run it automatically, all of them, boom, and you get it. You just click on run. So to begin with, um, my simulation, my simulation matches what I have my on my state diagram, so I know for sure that if there any error, is definitely on my state. That's good news. But I'm very confident that this is pretty correct. So um, as I went to the motion with you guys earlier, so what is it doing over here is when I'm at state 0, where I'm seeing my light is green on the north and south. Just if it gets a one, if it gets a one, which it did get to one for car in the east west, and then if it gets another one, it go to the next state. If it gets a one, and then say go to the next state, boom. This is a key thing. This is a little trick now. So here, my car on the east was one was true. You could say it was still true right here. So it didn't go to that next state yet. It couldn't go to that next state because it detected pretty much the first three that it needed to detect before it could go to the next state. To force my core on the east west to 0, as you may see, when I force it 0, it was when I'm at state 4. When I'm at state 4, if I get a if if I receive when I'm at state 4, if car on the east and west is 0, it will go state 5, and if car in state 5 is state 5 is a which is state 5 where both of them red, it will go back. I receive a green on the north and south. Thank you so much. I hope I really did this. I look forward to creating more videos in regards to homeworks. I hope this really helped understand what's going on and how a traffic light works. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next part.